Pixel 10, all the latest leaks you need to know before launch video. Here's a bold truth. Before Google even officially announces its new smartphone series, we already have a flood of leaked information about the Pixel 10. But here's where it gets controversial. How much of this information will actually hold true by launch day? With last-minute leaks piling up, it's time to dive into everything the Pixel 10 lineup is expected to bring. Thanks to a major shift in Google's schedule last year, August has now become the centerpiece for their big annual hardware event. And honestly, it's working in Google's favor. By moving earlier in the year, Google can get a head start on rivals and catch the attention of the small but valuable group of Apple users who might be tempted by Android's offerings. This timing reduces some of the pressure to deliver a show-stopping device as the very last major launch of the year. Here's what we'll cover: devices, design, colors, specs, cameras, features, pricing, release dates, and availability. Keep in mind, since we're so close to the reveal, some details might still change. I'll flag any updates if they arise. Devices. You've probably seen these leaks before. 2025's Pixel 10 lineup isn't just a simple duo this time around. It includes the base Pixel 10, Pixel 10 Pro, Pixel 10 Pro XL, and the brand new Pixel 10 Pro Fold, a foldable device joining the family. But it doesn't stop there. Google is also introducing the Pixel Watch 4 in two sizes, 41mm and 45mm. And for audio lovers, there's a fresh take on the Pixel Buds. The Pixel Buds 2a, boasting an updated design with a familiar charging case. It's not the most surprising lineup. In fact, it's pretty straightforward, building on the foundation laid by the Pixel 9 series last year. The question is whether these iterations will refine that success or just tread the same ground. Design. Google is doubling down on the Pixel 9's design for a second consecutive year. If you were hoping for a striking visual overhaul, brace yourself. The Pixel 10 looks nearly identical to its predecessor, at least on the surface. This has sparked some debate. Does sticking with the same design show confidence in last year's formula, or does it indicate a lack of innovation? Either way, the saying, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it," appears to be Google's motto here. There are slight tweaks though. The dimensions have shifted a little, making cases from the Pixel 9 incompatible with the Pixel 10. A small but frustrating inconvenience for anyone hoping to reuse older accessories. Additionally, the Pixel 10 features an extra camera lens, and Google has relocated the 5G antennas within the frame, presumably to boost connectivity. Aside from these minor adjustments, expect a thicker but familiar handset. Color choice has always been a hot topic with Pixel phones, and this year's lineup continues to stir debate. Google tends to reserve lively, playful colors for the base models, while favoring more conservative shades for the Pro versions. The Pixel 10 offers some vibrant options. The classic obsidian black, a bright indigo blue, muted frost, and a bold limoncello green, a shade reminiscent of lemongrass, but slightly less vivid. Meanwhile, the Pro models settle for sophisticated hues like obsidian black, porcelain white, soft jade green, and a grayish blue called moonstone. Pro models also have glossy edges compared to the matte edges on the base Pixel 10. An interesting point: the Pixel 10 Pro Fold will be available in only two colors, moonstone and jade. Notably, this is the first time the Fold won't offer traditional black or white, which might surprise some fans. Specifications. Every year brings hope that Google's Tensor chip will finally match or beat the top Android processors. This time, Google is moving chip production from Samsung to TSMC, potentially a turning point given recent reports about Samsung's setbacks. But experts remain skeptical about Tensor G5 achieving full performance parity with the fastest Snapdragon chips. While a 50% performance jump is unlikely, some boost is expected. Along with improvements toward battery efficiency, Snapdragon's top chips have excelled in power saving, so if Tensor G5 can come close, it'll be a big win. Here's how the specs are shaping up across the Pixel 10 family. Pixel 10, 6.3-inch Full HD Plus display, 120Hz refresh rate, 2000 nits brightness, Tensor G5 SoC, 128 or 256 GB of UFS 4.0 storage, 12 GB RAM, 4,970 mAh battery, Pixel 10 Pro, 6.3-inch QHD plus LTPO display, 120 Hz, Tensor G5, 256 to 512 GB, 1 TB UFS 4.0 storage, 16 GB RAM, 4,870 mAh battery. Pixel 10 Pro XL, larger 6.8-inch QHD plus LTPO screen, 120 Hz, same chip and storage options as Pro, 16 GB RAM, 5,200 mAh battery, largest yet in a Pixel. Pixel 10 Pro Fold, outer display 6.4-inch FHD plus 120 Hz, inner display 8-inch QHD plus 120 Hz, Tensor G5, 256 to 512 GB, 1 TB UFS 4.0, 16 GB RAM, 5,015 mAh battery. Upgraded storage to UFS 4.0 is a major plus for speed and smoothness. Improving app launch times and on-device charging speeds are expected to inch up to at least 29 watts wired for the base Pixel 10 and 10 Pro, with the Pixel 10 Pro XL hitting 39 watts. Rumors say the Fold might get a modest 23 watts wired charge, faster than last year, but still behind competitors. Cameras? The cameras could be a flashpoint for debate. Early leaks show Google is clearly differentiating the base Pixel 10 from the Pro models, possibly to justify a lower starting price, or perhaps to nudge buyers toward the pricey Pro versions. Surprisingly, the Pixel 10 may drop the large 50MP main sensor used last year in favor of a 48MP sensor, previously found in the Pixel 9a. This looks like a downgrade on paper, but Google compensates with a 10.8MP 5x telephoto lens edition, which could sweeten the deal for zoom lovers. In contrast, the Pixel 10 Pro phones retain